One. And live, Federico. Oh, nice to meet you. Which part of the world are you now?
Nice to meet you. Actually, I'm in Milan. It's really an honor and pleasure to hear with you. Thank you for hosting.
Fantastic. Milan, my Milan. I'm originally from Milan. Do you still have, how do you say Madonnina there on the door? Like
on the church. I'm original from Turin. I'm original from Turin. I'm living in Veneto since a while, but Milan is always our headquarter office. So here we are.
Oh, fantastic. By the way, Milan has improved a lot after Expo, I would say. So people often forget. But I mean, it's a little London, I would say. I live in UK, but it's a little London. It's improved a lot. And what are you doing exactly in Luxottica for people who are not familiar with?
Okay, let's start with a joke. I'm dealing with the funniest part of the company, and so we don't have to tell too loudly, otherwise they stop to pay me for doing that. But I'm taking care about the upstream part of the process. That means innovation and new product for all our brands. And so, really, it's the funniest part of the game. I'm in Luxottica since 15 years, more or less. So.
Wow. 15 years. So I imagine those kind of meeting where you arrive and say, all right, guys, let's try to experiment with the metaverse. And everyone say, oh, this is the metaverse. Yeah, let's try to do this. It's interesting because I'm chatting with so many people, companies and experts and celebrities. And I have to say that probably the kind of common pattern that I see in this moment is they all try to experiment and try to understand what works and what doesn't. Is this the kind of approach that you also try to have?
Absolutely, yes. So when we are talking about such disruption or such, let me say, enormous innovation, normally the right attitude is, first of all, to define a little bit what you can define. So understanding the minimum principle to what you are talking about, and then experimenting, learning by doing. And only after, let me say, a few months or few years, it depends how fast or quick you are, you can state yourself versus, let me say, the valuable corner of what you see behind this disruption. But they are so huge that it's really difficult to not having the need of experimenting and learn about it. So it's absolutely what we are doing in the past 3-5 years. It depends if you're talking only about wearable, or you're talking about metaverse, if you're talking about NFT. But we are still continuing experimenting and learning, and not alone, because you cannot do by yourself. You need to do with a community of friends.
I would love really to unpack all of these topics, but first I was curious about the kind of approach that you need in a company like Luxottica, which is a big company, and I have no idea how I would do some kind of innovation in such a large company. I'm used to small startups. So in a startup, it's very easy to innovate because you have nothing to lose, basically. So you can test and say, all right, if it doesn't work, no one even notices it. So, and you try something different. But if a company like yours is testing something new, everyone is commenting about. So it's not easy at all. And also you have, like huge logistic productions. I mean, it's very complicated. So I was wondering how you approach it.
It's a strange answer, but you have to believe me. In continuity. What does it mean in continuity? Continuity versus disruption looks like a paradox, okay? But it's really like that. If you read the statement of the corporate statement of our company, Essiro Luxottica is see more, be more, okay? And this is the statement of the actual business, the analogical business, the business that we lead since the 1961. And if you think about the metaverse and the disruption, at the end is the same, is see more and be more. So experimenting and enabling, like we have enabling our people, our customer, our friends, to see better the reality through the lenses, or to see better the light through the polarization, is very, very similar to what we are willing to do in this new reality. So enable our friends, our stakeholder, our customer to see something and be something. So see more and be more. So it's in continuity and looks like normal. So it's really a disruption, but looks like normal because it is inside our DNA, is inside our
Got it.
mission or vision, if you can tell this.
What's the structure of this unit? I mean, is a unit that is focused on thinking about Web3 and all of this kind of innovation, or is not a unit? Is something that the company structured like a person in every different sector? How is Luxottica organized to approach this evolution?
So our organization is very, very simple. Okay, we are a multinational on one side, but on the other side, we are really a simple company with an entrepreneur, and we are 180,000 employees. But our organization is very simple and very, very tight. So our attitude is not to create overstructure. Is always having inside each function, each part of the company. So the creativity, the operation, the distribution, the wholesale, the retail, someone that is dedicated always to research and development. Okay, then my function has the task to connect all those kind of dots and maintain the network inside the company with the attention on those disruption, on those novelties. So it's not only one department that is starting up something, but it's always a community among the organization that is taking care about the novelty in each sector. And in this case, Web3 got a lot of ingredient in the recipe that is from the retail to the product to the IT to the enable to the 3D mathematics to the digital product. So you cannot do it separate from the company. You need to put some seeds in any part of the company and let grow the plantation with a kind of, let me say, over control among what is happening around this topic.
Tell me got it. How did you start at the beginning to tackle this Web3 enigma? Because there are so many pieces of the puzzle there. There are NFTs, there is metaverse, there are, I don't know, there is tokenization, there is DeFi. Every day something new starts. So it's very difficult to get everything and also decide what's the priority, where do we start from. So step back 1 second and tell me, when all of this Web3 movement, Web3 is a buzzword, but let's say this new evolution or revolution started, where did you start from? Where did Luxottica start from?
So all the ingredients, like you said before, of the Web3, they are all interconnected, okay? Because they are each of them, they play a role, okay? So the Web3 itself got disruptive rules because you don't have rules. It's the democracy of the internet. On the other side, the content itself is creating this new reality, this metaverse, this world. And then there is, let me say, enabling something that is enabling you, like the NFT, to surf, to navigate, to browse inside this new world. So to give you some power, to some action to do it. And so they are all interconnected. What we decide to do is to start a little bit in continuity, like I said before, with our vision. So first of all, to work not alone, in partnership. In this case, in part of the journey we have done in the past with Google, then with Intel, now with Facebook, with those, let me say, those big giant that anyhow they are creating then the metaverse, they are creating the demand, contributing like we can in enabling, let me say, what could be the human interface to live the metaverse. Because the Web3, apart from being let me say, the new internet and giving you some new power, okay, new opportunity, at the end you need to interface with this world. And so somehow to live the real experience, we need to prepare ourselves, our product, this part of the body real estate that we used to dress and wear with some analogical pieces, with the human interface to enable this kind of work. So we started in continuity with our business knowledge and approaching that with a lot of expertise and a lot of experience, failing, Google Glass, Intel Radar Pace, electrochromic prism goggle with Oakley, now Ray-Ban Stories. So facing a sequence of products that create also the consumer habits to deal and live with more information or an eyewear with some superpower. And that was the first priority.
Okay, so staying with the product, and let's start with the glasses and how glasses could evolve and becoming more digital, basically.
Approaching this new world, because it's a new world, especially when you will think about the augmented realities, is really when the two parallel paths, they will join sooner than later. And this is the first. The second was all the collateral effect of that, because dealing with the superpower, you have to deal with info, with contents, because when you deal with creators that create contents, deal with the possibility of managing your personal behavior, your personal value, the brand value, your product in this new way. So also experimenting some NFT with the brands like Ray-Ban, that for us is the brand among our portfolio. Experimenting, like I said before, with Oakley, some augmented reality in coaching while you are training. So experimenting and learning as much as we can, not only from ourselves, but from our consumer or from our partner, like in the case of Ray-Ban Stories with Facebook. So the core and the priority has been the continuity in between the analogical and the digital among the product. Immediately after, the brand, the NFT, the contents, and all the creator community around us.
I was curious to understand, in your opinion, how far are we to be in a world where you just wear the glasses and it's like in the movies, blink and that's it, and you see around augmented reality. Okay, give me this, give me that, and it works smoothly, and it's really a good experience, and it's not just a test. Are we like 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? How far are we from that kind of scenario, in your opinion?
I would personally say in between 5 to 10, not earlier than 5 and not later than 10. And you know what? The reason why I'm pointing at this range of time is due to the fact that there are still few technological barrier or technological brick, okay, that is missing, especially in the optical engine. But all of us is working on it since a while. So it's a matter of time, of effort.
Okay.
So I cannot imagine that we will need more than 10 years, but I cannot imagine that everything will be ready in few years. So at the smoothest level. Then naturally we will start with some techie experience. Okay, we've done some cutting edge testing, especially for creator, to enable a user to create use cases, word, and connecting all the creativity in this new world. But from a smoothness point of view, use among all the community, I'm assuming that 7-10 years is the right time where we can imagine those kind of reality coming up.
And I remember a few years ago went viral this kind of lens. The idea was, oh gosh, you'll have a contact lens with all the info, and that's it. That will solve so many problems. You'll become superhuman, basically. And then I think I was reading a few articles describing how much harder was doing something just in a lens instead of a pair of glasses. Again, is something that first will come glasses, and then lens will evolve once we have the technology. What's the situation there? What do you think?
I'm imagining sometimes, when you're imagining the future, we got a huge limitation being human, that we project our past experience, imagine that the future will be like that. So what I can imagine today with my limitation of projecting the future is that the sequence will be more or less similar to what happened, let me say, in the mobile phone or so. So I'm expecting that the gaming and the full goggle experience, like virtual reality, we will experiment a lot of this kind of possibility. Then step by step will become more an eyewear, okay, an eyewear or something that, because this part of the body real estate got all the sensor that we need to interact with a good experience. No, you need to talk, to look, to receive info, to capture, to listen. So at the end, this is the area where the experience will be. before getting in a single small contact lenses, that will take really time. So it is the last barrier that you can imagine, because anyhow you need to have some energy harvesting to alimentate this. You need to have any kind of future way, top of the future, of the Bluetooth of the future to communicate, but you need to communicate. No more with a mobile, probably directly with the network, but at the end you need to transmit. And so the miniaturization is always running like a hell. And so every year we got good surprise, but before getting in a contact lenses, I'm
Is a
assuming
long shot.
is a long shot. But the
Probably.
sequence, with the limitation of my human being of projecting the past in the future, that doesn't mean that will be the right one.
Got it. Tell me about NFTs. NFTs really hot topic. There is some kind of it's a weird reaction that I see when I just say the word NFT. There are some people that immediately insult me, people attacking me like ferociously. It's just, I don't know why this new word attracted so much extremism. I don't know. But on the other side, there are so many companies doing interesting stuff in NFTs and moving from just the artistic way of seeing NFT to a utility NFT world where you buy an NFT and you get access to several product services or things. Where does Luxottica stay in this huge spectrum?
Let me start with 30 seconds of a joke, okay?
Yeah.
The best definition of NFT today, if you're looking in any vocabulary, is paradox, okay? Because at the end, can be nothing of everything. It depends on the point of view, okay? So it's really can be nothing if you think about in a manner that is a pure reality. Say it's nothing. It's not a product. It's not a coin. It's not is enabling you to do nothing. It's not a ticket. It's not so. And this is naturally the reaction that, if you got that point of view, generate someone that will insult you. Okay, and this is one point. The paradox on the other side is that could be everything, because if you enter really in the new point of view where the reality is really a mix of digital and physical, at the point can be everything. So can be a product, can be a ticket, can be a token, can be a coin, so it can be a value, no? Can be a value that can give you a power, can give a key, give you access, so can give everything. So my answer to your question, why there is those kind of reaction, because when you are talking about the paradox, it could be everything, okay? It can be negative and positive, it can be nothing and everything. And so this is the most difficult part of imagine what could be. And so if you find someone that falling in love immediately with the new point of view, they become crazy, you know, and you try to do everything like it was at the beginning with the first internet. You try to communicate, you try to advertise, you try to sell, you try to do business, you try to do art. And so like it is today, what we can again imagine is that probably today we are in the middle, and so we are trying to base ourselves being a company, and so not being only a private, because the majority of the activity today, they are originated by private person, okay? So private initiative, because it's the beautiness of this, you can do whatever you want by being a single person. So the company and the corporate today, they are trying to facing, test, learn in a more balanced way. And so also our company tested NFT. We have done with Extraveg some tests, we international, because you cannot be national. You need to start with, we started with Berlin, creating some artistic stuff on Ray-Ban, creating some charity moment around, because it's not a business. We want to test ourselves, and we want to test in a proudly manner, not in a pure business manner, but it's a little bit more balanced, the approach. So it's not negative and it's not positive. It's consciousness and doing with the consciousness doing the journey, because it's a journey. So you can plan it, but the best part of the journey will be during the journey itself.
Definitely. Do you see any specific use for NFTs in the future for a company like Luxottica? I was thinking, for instance, about everyone who need glasses, and maybe they say, okay, maybe I could have a sort of subscription where every 3 months I get a new pair of glasses. if I have the NFT, or I can have priority access to new collection or new kind of lenses. I don't know. I was thinking if you were planning or thinking about this kind of uses.
Yeah, today we are mainly planning in the extension, okay, in the superpower of what you can do in some roadmap that we are already experimenting, okay? Because in our retail today, in the brick and mortar, in the normal reality, you can subscribe, okay? If you today in Milan, you go in somewhere like Vigano, you can subscribe your frames, or you can subscribe your visit, your optical checks. So absolutely, that is a continuity, coming back to my previous sentence, is a continuity with enhancing superpower. The same is also to support you in your be more, okay? So today there is a good percentage of wearing a glasses where you set a little bit your statement, you set a little bit your image, because it's in your face. So it's not a watch, it's in your face. So it's giving you character. So see more, be more. And so what we can imagine, the NFT is a kind of continuation. Today we use already virtual try-on to give you the possibility to virtually test more frames and share the images before buying a frames with your friends, how you look, how you feel safe, how you feel ignite by this appearance. And so we are imagining that could be the same. So you can also buy or ask for digital NFT product to enhance your real appearance or your avatar appearance, or give you some superpower among, I don't know, your gaming or so on. So is an extension of what could be a virtual try-on today, is an extension of what could be a subscription today, is an extension of what could be a purchasing experience in a store, but in the reality of the metaverse. So will be probably in a field. So today, just to give you an example, we got brands that they are a lot connected, or with the music, Ray-Ban, or with the sport performance, Oakley, or together with our friends and partners in the fashion, with the license. And so I'm expecting that each of us and each of these brands will enhance the experience that they are promising in the reality, in the today reality, among the future reality. And so NFT will be the key.
I see. Because I was thinking the other day, I went to try my new glasses. Okay, actually, I went for the visit, and then I finished the visit, and the doctor said, "All right, choose your frame," and I just went there and I said, "All right, this," and he looked at me like, what? I mean, usually people, it take 3 hours to choose the frame. I said, no, I just get this one. I mean, I don't care. Like, that was my approach. So it was really impressive. But while I was buying, I was immediately thinking, it doesn't make any sense that I just buy, the physical glasses, because maybe if I go, in the central one, then I need my avatar with the same glasses, and I need to say, look, this is real glasses that I bought, the same brand is me. So I should probably already have a digital pair of that certified, and other things. I don't know. So I'm really curious to see what will happen in the future. What do you think about the metaverse in general? If you see this evolution, there are different platforms. Of course, there is Facebook, Meta with the Zuckerverse, and so on. So how do you see this evolving? Do you see a clear winner that you want to bet on, or do you see just still an evolution and a lot of tests here and there, and not clear what will happen?
I got just one unique, let me say, I can bet only one stuff that will be unique. At the end will be a unique metaverse, build of different places, but will be a unique metaverse. Because at the end, if you want really, today we got a unique reality, a unique world. Then you got different experience. You can live different city, you can live different square, different stores, different houses, but at the end you are living in one world. So if we imagine the metaverse, sooner than later will be one world, because otherwise with you, so the best things that they can imagine it with my avatar I can enter in the Disney world, then I can enter in the Zucker world, then I can enter in, I
Right.
don't know, Luxottica world it will be, but I will enjoy with my avatar the same kind of freedom that I got today in the reality, or that the reality should promise me to move. And so it's a journey. So in a journey, I want to take a plane and go to visit India, okay, to live an experience. And I'm imagining that my avatar has to have the same freedom. So the freedom to access will be the key success of the metaverse, to enjoy really the metaverse. This is what I can imagine. So in the sequence of step, how we can reach this kind of final design, I don't know. Will be different experiment, need some bracket standardization of the minimum rules of the digital product to fit, to move. So we need to have some HTML code, no, in a manner that we can be sure that my avatar, my product, my can function around in the world. So this will be natural. But I mean,
Got it.
this is the unique certainty that I got. The sooner than later will be unique.
What's the reaction when you talk about these topics inside the company, or if you go to an event, sector event, and you say, you know, NFT, metaverse, blah, blah, blah? What's the general reaction?
Incredibly super positive. So
Okay.
probably is the DNA of the company. You know, the fact that we are entrepreneur, we are, let me say, simple, fast. Always, we try always to be modern, also in our way of working, our way of living. And so normally I don't find any bad reaction. A lot of curiosity, a lot of cultural need. So there is really a kind of so they love to listen, not to listen to me, but to listen to what I'm
This, yeah.
telling, to listen the story. So there is an openness to understand. Also, there is always the question mark that is not always understandable. So the imagination is something beautiful if you approach the imagination with a serenity, with a freedom of experimenting. And so the attitude is important, the culture is important, and then the freedom to operate and to test. So, but normally 95% of the time I got super positive reaction. If I'm talking in front of a fashion audience, if I'm talking in front of sport audience, they are always willing to say what I can have more in this new way of working. And this is the positive stuff.
Is there any tech trend that you see in the next, I don't know, 12, 24 months or something like that, which is a long period? But is there any tech interesting scenario that you see apart from, you know, metaverse, NFT, that are two big topics, something that you're focusing on with your team?
What we can foresee in today as a tech trend, one is a social effect of tech changes that is moving a little bit of the young community from the social to the gaming world. So doing community in the gaming, that is a step in the direction of the metaverse. So no, from the web 2 to the web 3, this is already some community that they are moving. Okay, and this is a tech trend, but it's also a people trend, a society trend, a consumer trend. So we need to understand what does it mean. Okay, in terms of everything. If I got a company that is doing advertising, I need to understand what they are doing. If I got a company that I'm selling product, I need to understand what I'm doing. If I'm doing a company that I'm analyzing social behavior, I need to follow this. And this is one trend that is already started but is growing like a hell, especially
Right.
in the super young generation. So if you want to have a community with a 15, 16 years old person, it is easier to get in a gaming world than not in social world. So digital social, I'm saying. Web 2.
Interesting.
Second tech trend is that anyhow the wearable part is growing. Okay, it's growing with a little bit of coming back a little bit in the simplicity. So less function, but beautiful product, a reliable product with a battery life. That so the habit to approach the wearable is always being less techy and more user friendly. And this is a good trend again to enable this. And those two trends you will see appear more and more, starting from this simplest part, a good audio experience. So we are living every day, I don't know, here with our earbuds, we are living every day connected. And so the desirability of having something simpler, easy to use, will change probably our audio, no? The fact that don't having the earbud, but you can listen to your digital device with an open ear is a new experience. So I love it. So probably we will detach a little bit from that, and we will host part of this in a temple in a manner that I got my earbud free. And those are trends that we need to understand a little bit and follow.
Very interesting. I'm a bit jealous of your job, Federico, because I can imagine that every day you get some new, like James Bond, some new technology. Federico, we got this one, like, and super
You know what this
secret
pen can do it.
Yeah, exactly what that pen can do. I mean, like create holograms and things, or I don't know, or Zach sometimes come in the office, hey Federico, we got this new thing, but you
This
can't
is happening.
Really, like hello, it's Zach. Oh, hey Zach, sorry, I'm busy today. I have nothing.
Can you call me later?
Call me later. Or they come with this embargo. Federico, this is a new technology, but you can't talk about it until 2035, and you say, all right, gosh. That should be really exciting, because I can imagine that it's easier to understand what will happen in the future, what will be the habit in the future once you see that technology in front of you, and so that's a great thing. Very good, very cool. I think we unpacked more or less every topic that I had in my mind. I don't know if I forget anything maybe interesting that you are doing, or any kind of project that you're working on in this moment, in this very specific moment. Is it anything particular that is catching your attention for the next 6 months, and you say, oh gosh, I really have to deliver on this? Is it any specific thing?
Yeah, it is one, but is really again related to the culture. So we are deeply working to create, let me say, an environment around us, also in the company, working together with the school, the university, the government, to create this kind of, let me say, cultural preparation, because it's such a disruption what is in front of us in the next 5-10 years, that the risk also from an ethic perspective, from a welfare perspective, is to be prepared. So we cannot run a risk to find ourselves as employee or as a schoolmate totally unprepared. And so what we are really struggling to do, it not alone, as always, what is mandatory to understand is that nobody can do nothing alone. Here is a society topic. We need to work together, both in virtual and in real. And so the urgent topic is really to prepare research center, preparing university, preparing the country, so the government and the country to invest in the right manner, because you can invest in the industry 4.0, but if the product is not more a real product, you need to invest today in the industry of the future. So what really we are working all together is to, first of all, create let me say the social environment and the cultural preparation to be ready for it. And so this is the urgent topic that I got today in my table, apart from this pen.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. And I can't wait when I see you bring the pen, because I really want to see now what the pen can do.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure, Mark. Thank you, and really appreciate for this moment. I enjoy. Thank you very much.